Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. We are out here once again, listening to the beautiful tones of Agate Village here in the Purify Chamber area. Because, well, I did it again! I opened a door to a Pokemon's heart. I don't remember which one though, so we'll just have to see. But I did do a battle or two off screen here in Agate Village, mostly because I wanted to open, like I said, as many doors to hearts as I could, and we're going to be coming to this area now of the game where we're going to need as many hearts open as we possibly can because some things will be changing with our team. I still haven't really decided how I want to do it. So far I'm thinking I want to keep Jolteon, of course, on the team because that's our starter, and then I'm thinking maybe we go with one other Pokemon, maybe one that could take care of Jolteon's weaknesses, because Jolteon is weak to ground types. So if we could get possibly a water type, a strong water type might help us. And have that be our second team member. I think that would be probably the best solution. So I don't know. We'll just have to kind of play it by ear. I think maybe what I might do is when we get the opportunity to catch wild Pokemon, I might try to find a nice wild Pokemon that we can use instead of a Shadow. And maybe that one would be our second team member? I'm not sure. There's many possibilities that we could do here, but for now, I'm thinking we get either a water type, or we could just get a fire or ground type, just to have some bases covered as far as like Pokemon moves are concerned. Maybe some bulk. We need a bulky member of the team to have. I think that would be nice to do too. So, I don't know. You guys just kind of go along for the ride, I guess, because we'll just play it by ear as we go. But I wanted to make sure that I got these hearts opened because we're getting ready to come to a new part of the game where the Purified Chamber is going to be available to us. And I'm a little confused as to how the chamber actually works, if I'm going to be honest. I think I get like maybe the gist of like how it works, but I don't understand it too much, and it's kind of really complicated. I've been reading online and people are saying it's not that complicated. It's pretty easy. You just got to know like typings and stuff like that. But from what I've gathered, it seems kind of difficult. I don't know if it'll be useful or not, because we can obviously come to Agate Village whenever we want and open hearts. And I think the best way to do that is to get the Pokemon and have them on our team. I mean, I think that would obviously be useful for us, is to have them on the team. So, I don't know. Either way, we have all of our team members here that have their doors to their hearts opened. So I'm just going to go ahead while we're here, and I'm going to open these hearts real quick, and then we'll head back to the lab and go to the purification chamber area, because they said that it has finally been completed. And a lot of these here are good to have on the team. They could possibly be team members. I mean, I wouldn't mind using a Nuzleaf. Nuzleaf would be pretty cool to use. I was looking, and I think maybe the Numel might be good. I think the Numel might help us out because we could have a Camerupt. Would be fire and ground typing, which would, I don't know if it would help with Jolteon per se. I think it would be better if we had a water type, but I don't know how many water types are in the game and how many you can actually find in this game. I might have to look that up. And so far I think Carvanha might be the best one to use because we could get a Sharpedo, I think fairly early on. I think it's around level 30 when it evolves. I know I looked it up, I believe last episode or the episode before that, but I don't remember what it said. We have a full team here of opened hearts now, so we can definitely go to the PC and switch them out for some new ones because we caught a whole bunch of shadow Pokemon when we went into the lab, the Cypher lab. So let's go do that and put these back in the PC. We have so many options in the PC, of course. But from what we caught, I would say either the Carvana or the Numel would be what I would want to use. So we have the Spinnerack here. We have the Numel, Shroomish. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I think we could possibly take all these guys with us though. So that would be okay with me to use them on the team right now and then worry about everything else later. So we'll just kind of see what we got going on here after we get to the lab and see what they say. Because I've caught every shadow Pokemon so far and their hearts are opening fairly quickly. Okay, nobody has items on them, right? I want to take anybody that has items. I'm guessing that little bar underneath will tell me if they have an item on them. Yeah, none. Okay, so none of them are carrying items, which is fine. So now we have a new, basically a brand new team here of Pokemon. We have a Spinnerack, a Numel, a Carvana, a Shroomish, and a Delcatty. So I'm either thinking these two here or these three here might be useful. Because we would have a fire, ground, water, dark, and grass fighting, because I believe when Shroomish evolves it turns into fighting type with Breloom. So we just have some options. If we want to actually just use them all as team members, we could do that too. I think that would be interesting to do. But let's just go and see what they say first at the lab. It didn't take too long to do everything out here. I just kind of went and battled that old guy up there. And then I also went and battled that guy over there. He's actually lost again. He's over here on this side of town now. He was the guy that was lost on the other side of town when we saw him the first time. And I hear that she has some new moves as well. Oh, I guess she doesn't. I thought she did. Maybe we have to go talk to the purification chamber stuff first and do all that. But I'm pretty sure after you defeat a boss, she gets more moves available to her that you can teach your Pokemon. So we'll definitely have to keep coming back here and checking that out. Which I'm not opposed to because I do like this area a bunch. I like the music in it and everything. So let's head back to the lab here and head to the purification chamber area and see what they got to say. Since apparently it is complete. Alright, who do I talk to? Oh, okay. Take a good look, Michael. This is the purified chamber. Michael, your father and I designed it 5 years ago when we were motivated by the Shadow Incident. If evildoers were to create shadow Pokemon again, we wanted to be able to save them ourselves. Michael, your father believed that passionately, and to honor your father's wish, I put together our Pokemon HQ lab. If your father were here, I'm sure that he would be delighted. While I was gone, everyone seems to have rallied around Lily and made things happen. Ugh, Michael, we'll have you lead the way. The glorious history of the Purified Chamber will begin with you. But first, if you would be so kind as to briefly explain how the Purified Chamber works. Certainly. Okay, Michael, listen closely. The Purified Chamber is a facility in which shadow Pokemon undergo purification through contact with regular Pokemon. Purification is conducted on what we call a set. This is where a shadow Pokemon comes into contact with regular Pokemon. In the center of a set, one shadow Pokemon is placed. Up to 4 regular Pokemon can be placed around the shadow Pokemon. We have 9 of those sets here, and that means we can efficiently purify up to 9 shadow Pokemon at the same time. There is one thing you need to be careful about. Purification won't proceed if you place only a single shadow Pokemon on a set. Purification can only happen if there is at least 1 regular Pokemon on a set with a shadow Pokemon. The number of regular Pokemon placed with a Shadow Pokemon and their compatibility are key points. First, the number of regular Pokemon. The more regular Pokemon you place with a Shadow Pokemon, the quicker the purification is. Next, the compatibility of the Pokemon. Compatibility depends on the types of the Pokemon involved and the directions they face. By adjusting these factors, you'll likely see differences in purification speeds. If you need details, I'll be happy to explain later, but right now I'd like you to check the sets out. The Purified Chamber status is on standby. System status is good to go. Step onto the circular plate. A holographic image of the Pokemon involved in purification will appear. Well, it would if there were actually some Pokemon on the sets. When you're checking the hologram, you can zoom to individual sets. At any selected set, you can configure things as you see fit. A control panel will appear for you to pick the Pokemon you want to place on the selected set, position them, and so on. If you bring some Pokemon, Michael, you can place them on sets. Don't worry, you'll figure it out when you actually try it. We'll also be around to provide advice if you need it. First, check the hologram, please. Okay, I will go in and see what this is about. Okay, cool. So we have a set here. We have our PC and party Pokemon. And I think the basics of this is you place a Shadow Pokemon in the middle. Go back here. You place a Shadow Pokemon in the middle. And then you place Pokemon around it that it's super effective against. So Bug is super effective against Dark. So we will put Poochyena over here. And then whatever's super effective against Poochyena, which would be, well wait, no, so what, is it that the way it works? Or is it, so it would be Bug and then Dark typing because Bug is super effective against Dark, and then Fighting is super effective against Dark, but I don't have any fighting types, so I don't think that would exactly work. Either that, or if it's Dark is super effective against a... Dark is super effective against Psychic types. So we place Baltoy. Right there. And then Ground is super effective against Fire. So if we had a Fire type, we could put Houndour here. And then Fire is super effective against Grass. So we put a Grass type here. And that's it. The flow is super high, I guess. And Spinarak should be going down on its gauge quickly, I'm assuming. I think that's how it works. So we can also do water because Grass is super effective on water, but I don't know if it counts as, let me see if this counts actually, because can I add more? I guess I can't. Either way, this is basically how it works, and you just kind of walk around, and after you walk around, you can purify the Pokemon. So this is a good way to do the Pokemon that you don't want to necessarily have on your team, I guess. And I technically don't want to use the Spinarak. So I think what I will do is leave the Spinarak here, and we'll see what happens. How did you find the Purified Chamber? Using this system, it's possible to purify many Shadow Pokemon at the same time. Oh, also you can access the Purified Chamber from any PC. Be sure to try that feature. Now, the issue is how Shadow Pokemon should be recovered from Cypher. It looks as if you'll have to get busy some more with the snack machine, Michael. The director came back safely, and the Purified Chamber was completed. We can finally slow down and catch our breath. After your father passed away, Professor Crane and I carried on with his studies. If he were here to see this, I'm sure that your father would be happy and proud. The purified chamber was very pretty, with things spinning around. Jovi wishes she could ride too. Will the professor let Jovi go on it if Jovi asks nicely? Probably not. Wow, our long-held dream, the purified chamber, is finally finished. It stirs up emotions. It's bringing up a lump in my throat. It's been a long and winding road getting here. Now that we finally finished, I'll forget all the trials and tribulations we had to endure. Oops, I've got a job to do. I'll explain how the purified chamber operates. Okay, well, we kinda got it. So I guess if I need to learn anything, I'll come back here and read it. If there's anything you don't understand about the purified chamber's operation, just let me know. Alright, Michael. Now all systems will go for purifying shadow Pokemon. Those thugs came after the director because he was researching purification. They were going to misuse his research so they could make shadow Pokemon that can't be purified. It's unforgivable. What should I do? My knees are shaking. I feel so inspired. Please let me know if you want to use the purified chamber from now on. Oh, speaking of Cypher, Lily, have you made any progress with the data ROM we brought back from Cypher's lab? Oh, yes, I've added Datan to analyze the contents of that data ROM. It should be ready soon. Michael, could you go upstairs and ask Dayton how he's doing? Dayton is the man in the room next to the director's office, remember? He was compiling the basic data. Big brother's tired, so Jovi will go. Oh, Jovi, it's okay. This is for work. Jovi, really? Get the frick out of here! We're not asking you to go! Seeing Jovi and her boundless energy makes me realize I'm back home. Anyway, I wonder what's on that data ROM. Oh, Jovi, there's no stopping you. Please, Michael, go ask Dayton how he's doing in his office upstairs. I'm guessing it's Dayton. Dayton. Okay, his office? Maybe it's over here, right? Oh, Michael, welcome back. After what happened, I went and checked up on the elder Shadow Pokemon incident. Would you like to hear about what I've discovered so far? Okay. 5 years ago, a criminal organization named Cypher used a group called Team Snag'em to round up Pokemon. Cypher used artificial means to close the hearts of the captured Pokemon and turn them into vicious fighting machines. They were what we call Shadow Pokemon. Cypher planned to take over the world by arming their trainers with the Shadow Pokemon. But their plan was thwarted by a young man who quit Team Snag'em, and by a girl who had a special ability to identify Shadow Pokemon. This time, maybe it will be you that stops Cypher, Michael. That would be incredible. Would you like to hear more? Okay. Cypher's then boss was named Evice, though he was acting as the mayor of a city under a different name. Evice is still safely behind bars, so I don't know how Cypher managed to come back. Either a new boss has emerged, or Evice wasn't the big boss. It's gotta be one of the two. That's all the information I was able to dig up. I hope it helped you, Michael, even if just a little bit. Oh, yes, all of us are analyzing the data that we get sent from your PDA, Michael. Thanks to that data, we've made many discoveries about Shadow Pokemon. You should talk to our research people for details. Okay, I'm so confused because I could have sworn that this happened a few years back, so maybe like 3 years back. What have you done, Jovi? What have you done? Where is he now? Oh, isn't Dayton the man who's always fooling around with his computer here? It's strange. Jovi wonders where he went. Well, I don't know. He was supposed to be here. What's that? Dayton? Let me think. Oh, he went downstairs earlier. He had this look of consternation on his face. Okay. Guess we'll have to go downstairs now and try to find this guy. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I saw Dayton trudging outside the lab with a forlorn expression on his face. Is there something the matter? Yeah, it's really weird because in a gate, didn't they mention a few years back where it was like, oh, it happened a few years ago, so I'm thinking about 3. And then they're saying 5 years ago. So I'm guessing it was 5 years and not 3? Well, sorry, Professor, I couldn't decipher it. Huh? Oh, it's you, Michael. You scared me half to death. That data ROM is heavily protected like a bank vault. It would take a seriously talented guy to break through and get at the contents. A seriously talented guy, you say? Like Professor Crane, perhaps, maybe? Oh, Professor, I'm terribly sorry. It can't be helped. If it's a seriously talented guy we need, well, I think I may have a solution. Who would that person be? Michael, I'm sorry to spring this on you, but can you deliver the data ROM to ONBS in Pride Town? Dayton, hand the data ROM to Michael, please. Oh, right away. ONBS is known as a TV network, but they are much more than that. The people that later founded ONBS were actually instrumental in breaking Cypher's conspiracy 5 years ago. Please deliver that data ROM to Net at ONBS. He's the right-hand man to Isaac, ONBS's leader. I'm confident that he will be able to get at the contents of that data ROM. Prey is past a gate. It's quite far, so be careful when you're traveling out that way. I got it. Wait, so we gotta... Is it Pride Town or is it Pyrite Town? I've always called it Pride Town, a noble town of rogues and ruffians. Professor Crane's friends live here. But now that I'm looking at the words, I'm feeling like it's called Pyrite Town. Maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Like, I used to call Finac City, I used to call it like Finac City or something. I don't even know. I don't know how to say the names of these towns in this game. It's so confusing. The names of everything is just confusing in this game. But here we are in Pride Town, Pyrite Town, however you want to call it. Marcia, wait for me. Oh, alright. Y'all running off? Marcia, wait for me! Where are you guys going? We're here, finally! Pride Town. Oh, I love the music in this place. There goes Marcia, tearing off like a tornado as usual. There goes one busy girl. Huh? What's up with you, kid? Why are you giving me the eye like that? You know who I am? I'm Kale. They call me the Gatekeeper of Pride. That smoldering look says you're raring to challenge me. It's a battle you want, I'm here. Alright then, I'll show you what being Kale, the Gatekeeper of Pride Town, is all about. Again, like, is his name Kale? Or Cal? Or... I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how to say the names of these things. I'm gonna probably continue to call it Pride Town, even though it's probably called Pyrite Town. And I'm probably gonna call Finac City, Peanuck City, or Premier City. I don't know. I'm just gonna continue to probably mess things up, honestly. But whatever, I will try my best. Also, Jolteon, I think, brought to level 24 in the grinding that I did for the hearts off screen as well. So Jolteon's looking pretty good as far as levels go. I'm really happy with the levels we have right now. Obviously, Numel could definitely use some levels if we do decide to use it, because it is only level 14. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it would be good to have Numel with Jolteon, because if Numel ends up learning like Earthquake or something, we couldn't exactly use it with Jolteon on the field. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to decide what to do about the team. It's just, I wish they would kind of be like, I mean, they did technically do it, but I wish they would be like they did with Colosseum, where they would say, here's Espeon, here's Umbreon, here's your 2 Pokemon, and this is who you start with, and then you can do whatever you want with anyone else. And they technically did that with this game, because they're like, here is your starter Pokemon, Jolteon. You can do whatever you want with the rest of your team. But since it's pretty much just double battles in this whole entire game, I kind of just assume you need a team of 2, wouldn't you? I mean, just seems like it would be something that you would need to do, is have 2 to constantly have on your team so that you can constantly be leveling them up and having at least 2 Pokemon that you can rely on. Like, I only have Jolteon right now to rely on. And so the rest are all shadows. So basically, my only options here are Jolteon with my electric moves and Shadow Blitz or Shadow whatever. You know, all the Shadow moves, basically. That's all I've got. So I just probably need something else to kind of help me out with typings. Because we could have a situation kind of like this where T-Dot kind of resists my electric type move, so if I had a fire type move, it would be better. I don't know. But if I did have a water type, then we would definitely be weak to grass, so Jolteon wouldn't really help us. I don't know. Hey kid, I have to hand it to you. You have to be good to beat Gale, Bright's gatekeeper. I guess I'm pretty good then. I saw Martia running off. She's always bursting with energy, that one. That impatient girl energy of Martia's, she gets that from her father duking. Ho ho ho. Oh, I remember duking. It's all coming back to me now. Have you heard? Wild Pokemon have appeared. Bettine, who's considered Prite's mother, foretold the appearance of Pokemon in the wild. Well, it came true. It's incredible. We'll now be able to catch wild Pokemon right here in the Ore region. Find what you seek, be it in an object, person, or luck. Welcome to Vatine's fortune-telling chamber. I am Vatine. If ever a problem clouds your brow, you shall come to me. Mr. Dookie, this town's leader, took my fortune-telling to heart. He searched high and low for the wild Pokemon I had foretold. His search has been rewarded. He appears to have found several locations where wild Pokemon appear. Yeah, so see, we can find wild Pokemon now. I'm liking it. This is Pride Town, famous as the home of ONBS. You came to take a tour of ONBS too, didn't you? I can tell. We get visitors from all over. The ONBS building stands next to the big windmill. You really can't miss it. I'm assuming it's that big white building we saw. That used to be a different building back in the old game. I am Cheryls, the chief of Pride Police. Are you a traveling trainer? The town has become peaceful, but there are still plenty of roughnecks around. They know how to keep us busy, what with their brawling and so on. Lots of them will go out of their way to pick a fight with you. Be careful when you're out on the streets. I got this. Darn it! I got locked up over a dumb street fight. If I don't get out of here soon... Huh? Kid, are you... that thing on your arm? It can't be. Oh, nah, it's nothing. Get lost already. You want me to let you out? I would let you out if I had a key, but I do not have a key. Ow, 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 ow. I got lumps on my head from some shiny-headed guy thumping me. I don't deny I lipped off at him first, but he took a swing at me first. You gotta let me out of here. Sorry, buddy. I would if I could, but I don't have the key, like I said. So I cannot release you. You know, it was interesting too, because in the last game, we were the villain, technically, because we were on Team Snag'em. Alright then, what have we here? Well, if it isn't Trudley and Folly, what do you think you're up to? What are we up to? You got it all wrong. We're here to do some shopping, that's all. Now don't you lie to me. I know about the likes of you. You're up to no good, aren't you? Hey, cut us some slack, Officer Johnson, sir. We had a change of heart. We're sworn off our criminal ways, yes, sir. No. That doesn't wash with me. No, sir, it doesn't. I won't have you lot walking around the streets as if you owned the place. Yuck. Pompous oaf. Molly, the man won't listen to reason. Let's get out of here. I can see the officer is still doing a stand-up job. Dukin's the leader of Pride. He also operates the Coliseum here. But lately, I hear he's letting his right-hand man Silva run things. After all, Dukin's committed to his quest to find wild Pokemon. We're expecting big things from him, too. He's really gone up in the world. I've never seen a wild Pokemon before. I can't wait to get my eyes on one. Dukin's just running the town now, I guess. Was he doing it back then? I couldn't remember if he was or not. Oh, wait. You came from another town, didn't you? On the way here, did you happen to spawn any wild Pokemon? I never seen any in the wild. You know how the environment around these parts was too caustic for Pokemon to survive? Well, recently, people have been saying there were wild Pokemon out and about. Speaking of duking, Looks like we found his house. Hello? Oh, he's not here. I'm Silva. I'm the operating manager of Pride Coliseum. Well, I'm manager in title only. I'm just filling in. Duking, the town's leader, discovered a place where wild Pokemon gather, and ever since then, he's been engrossed in searching for wild Pokemon. In the meantime, he left me in charge of the Coliseum. If you want a battle, you should go straight to the Coliseum registration desk and apply. I might just do that. I make Poke-snacks that wild Pokemon can't resist. Duking asked me to make them. I never imagined I would be getting a part-time job at my age. Ho ho ho. But it's a bit too dark and chilly for my old bones to take. Ooh, chill. Well, maybe you should come up here to the office. Why does he have you back here in the back? Like he's hiding her away or something. Is he not supposed to be catching the Pokemon? Or he's not supposed to be looking into them or something? X accuracy. Looks like we can buy X items here. If someone were to say, I'll give you 10 Pokepoles for free, would you take them? I see. You seem to be able to make decisions coolly. I must be a total nincompoop for accepting these useless red and white sticks. Yeah, it's Pokeballs, sir, not Pokepoles. You use different items for treating Pokemon when they're hurt. I get lazy, so I use a full heal for cleaning up any kind of trouble. Actually, do we have anything we can sell? I don't think we do. We can sell the awakenings, because we don't need those. Anytime a Pokemon falls asleep, we can just call it in battle, and it will wake up. And then we need Bullet Seed. I've got an Asperberry, Piggyberry, Guavaberry. I want to keep the berries for now. I'm not really sure what they're for. Oh, and I need to go back to a gate. It's another day. I can get another berry. I keep forgetting I need to do that. I'll probably do that. I think what we'll do is we'll end it off here before we talk to this cop guy here. I'm going to run back to a gate village and I'm going to grab the berry. And then we will come back next episode here and we will continue on where we left off with this police officer guy and see what he has to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you in the next episode of some more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.